Welcome back to Hungover and Right. Chad, Seth, Jonathan, no Dylan, and
gross.
We're live.
We're back.
Hey, friends.
Obviously, today's a big day. Noche UFC. Dana's got me convinced that it is a huge deal.
I came prepared. I got the Corona
Yeah.
limes.
So this is the, as the title would suggest, final thoughts and draft recap. Behind the scenes here, I'm kind of stupid sometimes. We sat down here on Thursday and did a full video of the draft.
I mean, a full one.
Oh, I mean, it was like 30 minutes. And I forgot to turn our audio interface on, so it's a video with no sound.
Idiot.
No, our sound engineer forgot, so we
Yeah,
fired
yeah.
him and we got rid of
Producer,
his ass.
we're producerless today because we fired him.
So, you know, a good sound engineer guy. Send him our way.
Who doesn't want to get paid?
Yep, correct.
We'll take him. Yeah, I know. So the order of the title is final thoughts and draft recap, but let's go draft recap first.
Okay.
This is only our second time doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Chad's the reigning defending champ. That belt behind him
Undisputed.
is perfectly placed because he's the reigning defending champ. But I think
For now.
I think like in the main event tonight, the belt might change in our draft.
Oh, it's coming to daddy.
It's possible.
Yeah, so we're gonna run through the picks. If you didn't see our first draft, we do a snake style draft, and we use this thing right here to determine the draft order. We each have an even amount of balls in there. Dylan, who's not here, got the first pick
Again.
both times.
Again.
Seth got the second pick both times, which means I'm last both times.
Uh-huh.
But unlike the first one, where we each pick 6 fighters, since there's only 20 fighters on this card, we each get 5, which means instead of me getting the first pick in the last round like last week, this week, I got the last pick in the last round and the last pick in the first round.
Wouldn't
So,
eat.
spoiler alert, I got stuck with a Richie Lang. But Dylan, I mean, kind of a no-doubter first pick here.
Yeah.
Raul Rosas Jr.
They definitely put him
Sure.
there to make sure at least
Yeah.
they want him to win.
They want him to win for sure.
Richie Lang's really tough, but Raul Rosas is not going to hit him on the feet.
Also,
No.
no,
He's
he's
gonna-
how tough you are if you're going to sleep.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Getting choked out.
He's not going to bang with him. He's going to take him down.
Yeah.
Seth, kind of some people might consider this a little bit of a bold pick. Ignacio Bahamondes second.
Oh, we will see. We will see.
I'm pretty sure he started the favorite and he's come all the way down to being the dog now, which is really shocking to me
Interesting.
because I personally am pretty confident in him. Yeah, plus 105.
I like both guys a lot. I just had to go with Ignacio just for the durability and toughness, you know.
Yeah.
Manuel's fucking, I mean, a bomber, though, dude.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, the power advantage is for sure with Manuel Torres, but I think Bahamondes is a more dynamic striker for sure and has some subs up his sleeve too. Torres does as well. But third pick, Chad. Why don't you tell him?
Went with my homie Diego.
It's my
I think
boyfriend.
it's going to be a banger fight. Ortega, it is scary because Ortega can sneak a sub. Like, I mean, all of a sudden you're, trapped in T-City. And
even after you beat the shit out of him for 5 rounds.
Exactly. But I don't know. I just think younger fighter Diego is going to touch him up on the feet, really. And, I mean, he may welcome going down on the ground with Ortega, but I think he's going to beat his ass on the feet.
Yeah. I mean, the much better athlete is Diego.
Yeah.
I've been pretty surprised listening to, I mentioned this on the show that didn't get recorded that no one's ever going to hear, that I've been listening, since this is a big card, I've been listening to other people's picks and stuff, and I've heard like a surprising amount of people picking Ortega.
Really?
Which is weird, and they're basically only blaming it on the Ige fight because Diego kind of got tired in the Ige fight.
No,
but,
I could see that. I mean, Ortega sticks around. Like, he keeps going.
fourth pick, last pick of the first round, I picked Josh Van. kind of I think like 100% camp for both guys. I'm picking Josh Van all day. Obviously, he got knocked out 2 months ago. Had a relatively short notice coming in here, but
scary.
I still think
he's definitely got the better hands.
I think he bops him up on the feet.
I'm certainly rooting for Van, but we'll see.
And then I had 2 picks in a row. First pick of the second round, Daniel Zellhuber. I didn't feel great about this one only because I think it's more than likely 3 points. Like, I think he wins. And by the way, we didn't mention we're doing PFL rules. The win is 3 points. First round finish, 3. Second round finish, 2. Third, fourth, fifth round finish, 1 bonus point. But Zellhuber feels to me like a lock for only 3 points.
I think he's going to win.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good fight as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Ribovic can...
I would rather Ribovic win, personally, because I'm a big fan of his. But, yeah. Ronaldo Rodriguez, Chad.
I don't know. I think the guy's a psychopath.
Yeah, he is.
And I just think he's going to out-crazy Osborne.
They were honestly the best part of the press conference.
Oh, yeah, they're going after it.
Which
and then
actually made me excited about it.
The translator was like being really like PG with the translations of what
I heard Puta like 20 times.
They were saying a bunch of stuff that Rodriguez was saying was pretty derogatory.
It really
love it.
It was still entertaining, but it really sucked that it was like you had to talk shit and you had to like get the translator and then he had to, respond and then translator respond. But
it takes away from the sting or the bite of what you're saying. I
mean, I'm not a Rodriguez fan because I don't really believe in his skills, but if he's going to do that every time, press conference, social media, count me in.
Right.
Seth, second round, Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, you ever heard of him?
I feel like most people that would do a draft like this, that is their first round pick. Maybe first overall.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to be that guy.
I mean, you got a good value on him.
Like Dylan.
Second round.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like I went Sean Brady my first pick last draft.
Yeah.
So
Dylan went 2 weird picks in a row here. Esteban Ribovic, who's a pretty big underdog against Daniel Zellhuber. And Manuel Torres, who was an underdog and isn't now, but I feel like I've heard most people picking Bahamondes that I've been listening to.
It's another thing I'm going to beat Dylan at. I'm fine with it.
So those 2 picks made, 2 fights official, right? So Seth Bahamondes, Dylan Torres, me, Zellhuber, Dylan Ribovic. So Dylan's 0-2 in those. Seth, co-main, third round pick, Valentina.
My girl. She's going to get that belt back and then ride off into the sunset.
So Chad wasn't here for our preview show. Pro fighter Austin Clem filled in, but literally all 4 of us picked Valentina. But again, everybody I've been listening to.
I don't think you wanted to. I think it was hard for me to pick that one.
I didn't want to, but she won the last one. But all these people, they're all picking Alexa. Like everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's
because she's Mexican.
I don't think it's just because of that. I think that was a good fight. All the fights they've had, she beat her once. I don't think it was a fluke.
I feel like she not only because she finished Valentina in the first one, but literally just like striking like every area. I felt like she looked way better in the first one.
Never looked that bad before. Like, well,
she looked way better. On the second one, Valentina administered her takedowns.
Yeah,
and was doing that, but she got dropped by Alexa in the second one.
But I just, to me, Alexa just looked slow and like kind of lethargic. Like, I don't know, her hands just weren't. I know she did drop her, but I felt like she touched Valentina up a lot more in the first fight.
I agree. I heard Valentina say that her main focus and goal in this fight is to not let it go to the decision, and she wants to end it. So I'm looking for that sweet, sweet head kick or something like that.
She definitely could, but I think
it's more than likely
her path to victory is grappling, in my opinion.
Yeah, but she's scared of getting fucked over again.
Yeah. Back-to-back picks for the co-main. Chad, very next pick of the third round, Alexa Grasso.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of hers. Tough as shit, good hands.
I like Grasso.
And I don't know. I just look at it as like she won the first one. The second one was, I don't necessarily think of it as a robbery or anything like that. I don't see it if it's like that. We always
Maybe
talk
not.
about how we want more draws, and
Yeah.
we always want that, and then a draw happens, and then we don't like it.
What it was wasn't it only
tough.
because one judge gave the fifth a 10-8?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember I don't remember if it was the fifth or not, but
It was
a
a fifth,
one
but
judge doing
was it
something
one or
fucking
two? It had to have
ridiculous.
been two probably for it to be a draw. Or well, I think one judge had the fight a draw, and then I think maybe they had it. One judge had it one way, one had the other way, or something. But I don't know. I thought Valentina won,
Yeah, me too. So did
but
Dana. So did Rogan.
yeah. And then my last pick of the third round, I went with another person that I feel like is like pretty much guaranteed 3 points, Yasmin Hauergy.
Nope. Gatlin's going to get her.
And then I went Marab, first pick of the fourth round.
that's
We'll talk about this fight week with these two, but it's been such a roller coaster for me and feeling confident. I'm like feel really confident and not, and then really not, back and forth. Chad, Norma Dumont, fourth round.
yeah. That one, I just think she's going to, put on a singlet, and we're just gonna go to Takedown City, and that's all we're gonna do.
I'm pretty confident in Norma personally.
Yeah.
In that one.
I agree.
T-City, Seth, fourth round.
Yeah, I'm certainly not rooting for him, but Chad took my boyfriend already, so had to go with Ortega. But also, it may pay off for me. It might be that one fight that puts me in the lead. Who knows? Hopefully not, though.
If Lopez has a little bit of a cardio issue again, that's bad news.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he will. I mean, Dan Ige came in on 8 hours notice or whatever, but different opponent, style,
And also the thing is, if T-City somehow gets him, I don't think that's going to be a huge, I don't think it's going to set Diego way back or anything like that. I don't think a lot of people are going to, I don't think he loses any stock.
Nah, I mean, he's,
because it's Brian Ortega. Everybody loves Ortega, and they know how good he is and all that shit.
I mean, they're ranked a fucking country mile apart, aren't they?
Yeah, something like that. But that's what I'm saying. He's still, this is what, his sixth fight in the UFC? Or seventh?
Yeah, probably.
He's still relatively.
Fifth or sixth. Or well, I think he's
Yeah,
this will be his
13 and-
seventh.
and
Yeah.
This will be his seventh.
3.
13-3. I mean, that's a big jump. So yeah, it won't hurt him too bad.
Yeah.
Dylan went Odie Osborne, last pick of the fourth round. Not surprising. I actually feel like, personally, the fourth round's decent value for him because I think he's a live dog. He can crack.
Oh yeah, that guy can.
Like he's definitely I'm saying like he's live to potentially like win as an underdog. Some of these I'm not real confident. I mean, Arichi Lang, probably not a live dog.
He didn't seem too worked up about the shit talk at the press conference.
Which surprised me because he's never been in. I mean, obviously he's been interviewed and stuff, but like that type of press conference. Same thing with Cody Brundage when he fought Bo Nickel. Like they actually both handled it really well. I thought for guys that aren't like limelight, big stars
For sure.
But Dylan went Aldana, first pick of the fifth round. I like Aldana, but wrestling.
Yeah, no, she's got hands and all that, but she cannot stop a takedown.
Seth, Caitlin Souza. So your options were Caitlin Souza, Edgar Shirez, and Arichi Lang, and you went Souza.
I almost went Shirez, but I do think Van is gonna get that dub. So I was like, fuck it. I mean, I'll go for the
I think
decision win, hopefully.
Shirez is more likely to get a finish, but I think more likely than that is Souza squeaking out a decision.
Exactly.
Like, I think if Shirez wins, he's probably finishing Josh Van, but I think personally it's more likely that Souza split decisions.
That was my thought process on that pick.
And she's got hands. I mean, crazy hands, actually. Just power, overhands.
She's like Andrade, kind of.
Yeah.
Chad went Shirez. I mean, was it a tough decision, him and Arichi Lang?
Not really, but I mean, I wouldn't
Chad likes
count
Arichi Lang.
Arichi Lang. I think. He's a tough guy, and I think
he gets subbed in the first round.
Maybe we'll see. I think he's better than we think he is, but obviously that we know what the UFC wants Raul to do.
Again, I think if they had a guy like that they wanted to promote who would stand and bang with a Ricci Lang, that would be better for a Ricci Lang.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not gonna be banging, I don't think, in this one.
No, I don't. I mean, unless
banging.
Raul decides, he wants to play a little bit. But
Yeah. All right. Real quick, run through these, and then if you got any last thoughts, we literally have 5 minutes till the fight start.
Yeah.
Dylan Raul Rosas Jr., me, Ricci Lang, Chad Edgar Chairez, me, Josh Van, me, Yasmin Howergy, Seth Caitlin Souza, Dylan Manuel Torres, Seth Ignacio Bahamondes, Dylan Irini Aldana, Chad Dumont, Chad Ronaldo Rodriguez, Dylan Odie Osborne, me, Zell Huber, Dylan Ribovics, Seth Ortega, Chad Lopez, Chad Grasso, Seth Valentina, Seth Sean, me, Marab. Seth, last 3 fights, you have a fighter in all 3.
Oh, I'm fucking pumped.
So what else on this card generally?
I think it's a banger card. It's going to be wild. I can't wait to see what Dana's got up his sleeve. I mean,
this is a historical moment in the sport we're about to witness. So
yeah.
I'm just fucking excited for every bit of it. Outside of the fights itself, the production, what they're airing it all in 1080p, high def, and all that shit. So
I'm really confident that they're gonna do this, but I hope that they really go all out in like trying to make the TV broadcast like
epic.
Just try to make it to where we can like really see like how cool the place is instead
I'm
of just
sure they will.
Zoomed in on the cage, like all the normal shit. Like I want to see all of it.
Spending $20 million on just the production of this, I'm sure they've got twice the amount of cameras in that place.
Are they announcing a Conor fight? I don't want to spend too much time on Conor because we always do.
Yeah,
but
I definitely don't. Well, it won't take long because Dylan's
I don't
here.
think I don't know if they're going to announce a Conor fight. After Chandler pulling out and not wanting, done with the bullshit and all that shit.
Yeah, Chandler's gonna get absolutely worked by Chucky, so it sucks for him. But I don't know. Maybe if they don't announce Conor's, fight. I mean, I feel like they would announce something. I feel like some kind of news is gonna like maybe a date, but shit, I don't know. I don't give a fuck anymore.
It feels like the Chandler fight was so quick. Like it was off like 3 days ago. There's no way they have it all lined up for somebody else, right? I mean,
no. I mean, Conor just last night was saying Chandler, backed out, and he's like, I have 2 fights on my contract. Give me a date or whatever at his press conference.
I think the timing of all the weird little things that's been happening this last week or two, talking about Masvidal coming back, and then they're
I'm sure they got something cooking, but I don't know if they're going to announce it.
They don't have to announce it now. I mean,
I don't know. Part of me honestly thinks that Conor was just waiting this whole time to make Chandler pull out because he wants a bigger money fight and maybe a fight for some sort of a belt. So, tinfoil hat conspiracy side of me thinks that Conor has been doing this strategically all along, and it just took way longer than he expected for Michael Chandler to finally bow out.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. At weigh-ins, I don't. You guys did you watch weigh-ins?
Yeah,
like ceremonials.
No, I mean I saw clips. I didn't watch.
I watched the embedded.
I felt like Alexa looked like more muscular. Like her arms look big.
Yeah, she looks great.
I agree with that.
She looks great.
Valentina obviously did.
Yeah,
like always.
She always looks the same.
But I felt like Alexa looked.
Yeah, no, she looked like her arms are a little bigger. Yeah,
that means she's gonna gas.
Marab, the reason I'm so back and forth, maybe.
Marab looks like shit.
Yeah, like I'll see a Marab clip and I'll be like, he's super emotional, and I hate that because I picked him. But then I also see like Sean's interviews and stuff, and he's like super low energy this week. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird vibe for me.
Yeah, he's been doing a fuckload of energy, more so than probably anybody else.
Yeah,
and he's doing that thing with Jake Paul and promoting his whatever that bullshit is, the cologne or
I don't know. Then maybe it's just me wanting him to look shitty so that my pick's right. But he just seems like he's just kind of checked out, like not real invested in interviews and all that shit.
Blame him. I don't blame him at all.
I don't know. It just makes me want like, is it just he's tired of interviews, or is it something's not going right?
Well, I mean, you kind of like when he went to weigh-ins, he was talking shit and he was, speaking Spanish and shit like that. But you notice, like, on every time he cuts weight, he does get, like, he's cutting weight. He kind of gets it. He did the same thing with Aljo.
Yeah.
Where he kind of seemed kind of like, fuck, like, maybe he just wears it a little bit up, like, on his shoulder or on his sleeve,
Yeah.
Where he's just like, I'm not going to sit here and try and act like I'm Phil.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I think he's like that almost every time. Because he was like that against Petr Yan when Yan pushed him. Like, at that ceremonial weigh-in. Like,
yeah.
He kind of seemed like that. I don't know, man. I don't think that he's, like, got any issues going on.
I mean, I hope not. I hope he goes in healthy and it's not always something,
He was doing funny interviews on, like, he was saying funny shit on Embedded, and he was doing, saying funny stuff on that Bobby Altoff podcast, and called in on the Kamaru and Henry Cejudo podcast, and then bounced.
That was funny.
I hope he had a bad weight cut so he gets tired and Rob wins.
Nope.
Any last thoughts? Because we got 0 minutes.
It's going to be a banger.
Rob's getting sniped. Let's go party and let's go drink Coronas. Viva la Mexico.
At Age Roar Podcast, Instagram, at Hungover Handwrite, TikTok, our